Then comes your orbicularis oculi muscle, agree? And then comes your glands. These are please be careful, it's tarsal gland. Gee, tarsal, where do we learn tarsal? Tarsal was week 1. Tarsal was your ankle. This has nothing to do with the ankle, correct? So it's kind of out of place. It's one of those weird things you have to remember. So we have tarsal plate, tarsal glands. These are actual glands. What do you think? Is this endocrine or exocrine? Exo. I don't see any blood vessel any close by, right? I'm not making hormones. We didn't talk about this in the endocrine chapter, right? So it's going to have to be exocrine glands. Okay? And you're like, well, gee, why would we need glands in our eyelid? You guys ever wake up in the morning? What do you have gunk on your eyes? Yes? Yeah. What make those gunk? Your glands. Yeah, your eyes have glands. You're like, yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah. We have tarsal glands. We have other types of glands. But, it's not labeled here. But just know that your eyes have glands, and that's what produces the secretion. For lubrication, for tears, for protection so that you don't get infection easily, okay? Because it's an opening, yeah? It's a natural opening, so you are at risk of getting infected all the time. So we have glands to help you. Yeah, question up there? All right, so yeah, we have glands, okay, and that would be superior because of the upper eyelid. Then, I want you to pay attention to this layer here. I'm going to erase this arrow. So from the inside of your eyelid to the U-turn, okay? That layer is called the palpebral conjunctiva. Whereas after the U-turn, we're now on this layer. You see how the black and the green are continuous? Okay, the black and the green line is continuous. It's just the same as down here. Okay, it's continuous. So, have you guys heard of conjunctivitis? What's conjunctivitis? Pink eye, yes. So what part of the eye is pink? The conjunctiva, right? Where's the conjunctiva? According to this picture, where's the conjunctiva? Yeah, it's in the eye. Okay, let's be more specific.
Behind the superior and the tarsal.
Okay. Is it lining something? Yes, it's lining something. Lining what? The cornea? Is lining the cornea? Really? Hey, come on, guys. It's lining the sclera. Good. So it lined the sclera. That's the green line. Agree? So that's what gets red when it's inflamed, right? There are little tiny capillaries in there that does not normally puff up when we're okay. But when your conjunctiva is irritated, those little tiny capillary will now become red, and that's what we call pink eye. Okay, so conjunctivitis is the conjunctiva on the sclera that becomes red. Now, do you think it will just stop there, just on the sclera, or will it continue to the other portion of the conjunctiva as well? What do you guys think? Will it just stop on the white? No, it will actually continue to the inside of your eyelid, right? And that's the palpebral. Remember what palpebra means? Eyelid. Palpebra is eyelid. So inside the eyelid is the conjunctiva. We call it what? We call it palpebral conjunctiva. Okay. And so when you do this thing to your eye, do you see like little red lines here? That's what you're looking at. You're looking at the palpebral conjunctiva. Okay, and they're all continuous. Ocular conjunctiva, palpebral conjunctiva. Yeah.
When you get allergic reaction in your eye, does that what gets inflamed too?
Yeah. So the conjunctiva is what gets inflamed, correct, the pink eye. Notice it stops where? It stops here at the eyelid, right? The skin of the eyelid. And it stops here. What is, it does not cover the cornea. It doesn't cover the cornea. So you would never see the cornea having little red lines, in other words, right? So next time someone have pink eye, look closely, their cornea should be clear.
Wait, isn't it contagious?
What's that?
I said, wait, isn't it contagious? You said look closely.
Okay, when you get pink eye, how's that? Okay, you get pink eye. Yeah, so the cornea is not lined by conjunctiva. Okay, that makes sense? Let's move on. So now we go through the conjunctiva. What is the white thing here? Sclera. Here it would be cornea, agree? And then comes what layer? The choroid layer. But here we don't call it choroid layer, we call it specifically, what is this thing? The muscle. What muscle? Ciliary muscle, right? Ciliary muscle. And then attached to the ciliary muscle are these little lines, that's the suspensory ligament, right? Suspensory ligament. And now we're inside the eye, right? You don't really have the retina up here, right here. Okay, all right. Does that make sense? So we went superficial to deep. Could I have actually traced the path of light? Yes, which would be going this way, correct? Yeah, that would be tracing the path of light. Okay, now let's move on. What's this picture talking about? Lacrimal. What does lacrimal mean? Tears. Aha. So let's follow the numbering system. What's number 1? Lacrimal gland. Endocrine or exocrine? Huh? Yes, good. Exocrine. Because you see the little ducts, yeah? Coming in here. And then notice it flows where? The tear flows? Medially, yes. So that it could drain into the sac and the duct, yeah?
Does it drain out your nose?
Yeah, it goes down. That's why whenever you cry, what happens? You get a runny nose. Name this bone right here. Don't think too hard. Name that bone. Yes, lacrimal bone. Okay. It's a lacrimal duct. It's a lacrimal bone. Okay. Okay. Don't think too hard. What is this hole here in the lacrimal bone called? Lacrimal foramen or canal. Okay. And that's where the lacrimal duct is. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Does this look familiar?
Sure.
Yeah, the 3 layers of the eye, right? So the fibrous layer is the sclera, the cornea. Vascular, what does vascular mean?
That means
Blood vessels.
innervated,
Blood vessels.
Blood vessel, yes. Remember, that's why on the monitor it has the little red and blue lines. So that's the vascular layer. And it has the iris in the front, ciliary body right behind it, right? Remember how you look at the flower in the internal surface? And then, of course, it's connected to the suspensory ligament, which connects to this. What is this thing here? The lens. The lens, okay. And then the deepest layer is the neural layer. Why do they call it neural?
Nerves.
Well, you have the nerves, right? Nerve endings. What kind of receptors? Photo. Yes, neural layer. You will have in the retina. You will have photoreceptors. Okay. Back to this picture again. Optic disc is where?
Posterior.
Is the inside of the. It's the beginning of the optic nerve, found inside the eye, right? What layer? Retina layer. Now in this picture, they also call it blind spot.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Guess what a blind spot, yes?
yeah.
So the fancy name for blind spot is the optic disc. Okay?
What layer did you say that was in?
Well, you tell me, what layer is that? Retina layer. Retina layer. Okay,
Pencil. You can actually
another
see it disappear.
vocab word is right here. Fovea centralis in the retina layer. How is it different than the rest of the retina? What do you guys think?
It has little.
It has a little dip, yeah? Yeah. So that little dip in the retina, that's fovea centralis. Okay, we'll talk about why again in a little while. Okay, let me move on. Something that I want you guys to understand is we have chambers and cavity, okay? So please be careful. Cavity, anterior cavity. What does anterior means? In front. In this case, in front of what?
The truth.
Okay, so anterior cavity had what? It's made up of what? Anterior and posterior chamber. Now look at the picture. Anterior cavity is in front of what?
Ciliary muscle. The ciliary muscle.
No.
Okay, ciliary muscle would be one choice, a good choice. What else? What else could I say? Anterior cavity is in front of the
Posterior cavity.
iris. Are you sure it's the iris? Multiple choice, guys. Anterior cavity is in front of A,
Posterior cavity.
iris, B, lens, C, cornea, D, pupil, E, all the, no, none of the above. None of the above. So what do you guys think is the best answer? Okay, so, I'm sorry, not ABC, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, anterior cavity. Bless you. Alright, so log in your vote. What do you guys think? I still have some people who are not quite sure what the answer they want to choose. Alright, talk to your neighbor. See if you can convince your neighbor to select your answer.
So I changed it to. The internal is subdivided by the lens into two separate. That picture is tricky. Because look at what the posterior chamber is like right in the middle.
The anterior chamber is like in the iris. Like includes that.
Anterior chamber? No, look at where the lens ends out.
The lens is behind it.
Look at how
No,
round
no,
it is.
because the anterior cavity
It
includes
doesn't look like
the
it's behind it.
posterior,
Do you know what I mean?
like back part, which includes the
Oh,
lens.
and here it's happening.
So it has to be in front of the posterior cavity.
It's the lens.
See if I can
Like,
find a
this
better
one-
picture.
see how, like, the picture, like, doesn't do it justice. I think it's easier.
I don't know. Half the time
It says
she
lips
ignores
on
me.
there.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. Let's look at this picture.
I still
Okay, so take your vote now. Complete the sentence. Anterior cavity is in front of blank. Okay, most of you are saying is the number 5, none of the above, right? So what answer would you have wanted to see?
This vitreous body. The posterior cavity.
Retina? Okay.
It's
No,
like a
retina
layer.
would not be a good answer because, okay, let me go back to the picture I had before.
Isn't retina deep?
If you said anterior cavity is in front of the retina, well, what the heck is a posterior cavity? Is posterior cavity in front of the retina as well? Yeah. So that's, retina is not a good answer, people.
Oh, I'm a dummy. I'm looking at the
So,
chambers. That's why I was thinking it was the iris.
okay, so give me, I would agree, I could have said, okay, none of the above, but what answer would have been appropriate for it?
Vitreous chamber. Posterior cavity.
Come on, someone must have said it. Get retina, what else would it be? Iris? Iris is up here. I would have said one.
Thingamajig.
So iris is this thing here, agree? Is that all anterior cavity? No. It's the anterior chamber, all right? But what about this part up here? Is this still anterior cavity? Yes. So iris is not a good answer either.
So that's what I was thinking. Anterior chamber and posterior.
How about cornea? Is cornea a good answer?
No.
No. How about pupil? Pupil is the same place as the iris, agree? So that wouldn't work. Lens is a good answer because the lens actually stops here, right? So this whole thing's a lens, and that would be in line with ciliary body as well, correct? So if you had said E, you should have said, I wanted to see ciliary body or muscle.
In the end.
That's this thing here. Make sense?
He said the lens.
So
No,
everything anterior would be anterior cavity. Everything posterior would be posterior cavity. Does that make sense?
I'll make the posterior muscle.
All of this would be posterior cavity, is behind the ciliary body or behind the lens, okay? Or even suspensory ligament, that would be possible as well. So what's the point of doing this? I want you to understand anterior cavity has a chamber, anterior posterior chamber, whereas posterior cavity is also known as vitreous chamber. And here we have that jelly-like stuff I was telling you about. This is vitreous humor. Vitreous humor. Or is it OR? I think it's OR. Vitreous humor. And here, out here, anterior cavity have aqueous humor. So what's the difference between aqueous and vitreous? What does aqueous mean? Water. So it's more liquidy here, more watery here in front, and posterior cavity is going to be a jelly-like to keep the eyeball from collapsing. Okay, the eyeball from collapsing. Okay, that make sense now? All right. let's move on. Okay, let's go up close to what? To the, what is this now? Optic disc. Fovea centralis is this dip area here. Okay, so we're gonna go into the next view of the retina. So all of this is the retina. Okay, sclera, choroid with the blood vessel. Remember vascular layer, and then we're gonna go to the retina. Is it pretty thick? Yeah. So we have a yellow area and then all of this kind of colorful area of the retina.